Hey folks, welcome to another Master That Riff. Today I'm going to be looking at To Play Laughing Stacks by Michael Lee Firkins. People of a certain age there will go, oh yeah, I remember him. Matt over in the Patreon chat had brought him up recently, and I hadn't listened to Michael Lee Firkins for ages. First time I ever heard of him was on I think it was Guitar Player Flexi Disc, and this track, Laughing Stacks, was the track on it. And his debut album was, it's one of the all-time great kind of Shrapnel Shred albums, because he had a really unique kind of sound compared to everyone else. Elements of kind of blues, country, sort of hybrid picking, lots of stuff kind of in there. So, Laughing Stacks is pretty challenging to play. I'm in standard tuning for this, and it's got a swung 16th feel to it. So again, we're not even 16ths here, we're not 1 yanda. It's that kind of feel to it. So the first kind of bar I'll break down into kind of 2-beat chunks, and the first bit sounds like that. Okay, so this is really cool wide intervallic stuff here. You could think of it maybe as like add 9th shapes or stacked 5ths. But what I'm going to be doing here is playing an open E string. Then I'm going to do 9 on the G string, 7 in the D string, 5 in the A string with the 4th, 2nd and 1st finger there. I'm not using 3rd so I can get that stretch. Picking wise, I think I'm using economy picking there. I think I'm doing up, up. Yeah, up, up, up on those 3 notes. Down on the E and then up, up, up. The tricky thing here is to get that feel of the swung 16th, particularly if you're using economy picking, because maybe with economy picking you're more used to even subdivision, so you have to get that kind of swing groove in there. So that's your first beat. Then what I'm going to do is slide up to the 7th fret with the 1st finger there, and I'm going to do the same thing but ascending, so it's the same shape. So I'm doing 7 in the A string, 9 on that D string, and then my pinky's going to play 11th fret of that G string there. Yeah. And then the last note of that beat, I slide that pinky up to the 13th fret. So it kind of goes. Okay, so those 8 notes are a great thing to kind of practice and loop to get a feel for this. There's a bounce to it. Oops. Okay, another thing to watch out for there, like I just did there, make sure that pinky slide gets to the 13th fret. That's what makes this challenging. Big part of Michael Lee Firkins' sound, I guess, is this kind of slidey nature, or kind of blurring between notes. So use the whammy bar like a slide and things as well. That's what gives a really unique kind of sound. So that's your first 2 beats. Then what I'm going to do is play 1st finger 10th fret the B string. Yeah. And then I'm going to use my 2nd finger here to slide 12 to 14 in the D string. Okay, now with the swing, that first note with your 1st finger there is longer than the 12 on the D string. So you have to get that kind of feel again in there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide back. So when I was transcribing this, I was trying to think it was best to think of a starting point in sliding. But I think if you ignore where you're starting from and think about sliding into that double stop 9th fret of the G and B strings with the 1st finger. Yeah. So I'm thinking of sliding into it, not from 12th fret or whatever, okay? And then I do that again, 9 to 7 with that double stop slide. So when you put it together, the first 2 beats sounds like this. Okay, so the tricky thing there is getting the timing. That little slide there has to be quicker than you think, basically. Okay, now the second bar we start off the same. Yeah, up to that 10th fret. Then I'm going to slide 12 to 14 in the D string as before. I'm going to play a little double stop thing here. So I'm playing 14th fret the D and then 14th fret of that G string with the 2nd and 3rd fingers. So it's kind of a little sus on an E here. So we hit that double stop and I play it again and then move the note and the G string back to 13th fret. So this is why I'm using 2nd and 3rd fingers. So I can play that little root and 3rd of the E with the 2nd and 1st fingers there. Yeah, so that 2nd bar slowly sounds like this. Okay, next bar we start the same again. Yeah, but I'm going to slide up here now, and then what he plays is a little sliding double stop thing. So you come in the E of the 3 yanda, so 3, play that open E string, and I'm going to play a little double stop here, 3rd fret the B string with the 2nd finger. First finger plays second fret, the high E string. And then get that swing into it. So I'm playing that, slide back a fret, back up. Yeah, so you want to make sure you get that kind of feel to it. Yeah. Then we go again and slide up, so the same. And then we have this little fast harmony picking lick. So I'm going to look at the upper part because this is what Michael Lee Firkins does it when he plays it live. So what you've got here is I'm going to play 17, 19, 20 in the B string. There's a little triplet 16. Then I'm going to do a hammer and pull off 16 to 19th fret on the high E string. Now I use my first and second finger for that. Yeah. So I'm going to do 16th fret, hammer to 19th fret, pull off to that 16th fret, and then I play 20th fret of the B string. So you've got that kind of little chromaticism between like the major third and minor third. Yeah. Then what I'm going to do, that little hammer and pull off bit is kind of like 4 notes, so it's almost like 30 seconds. Then I've got my little triplets, 2 of them, 16 in the high E string, 20 and 19 in the B string. So I do 2 of them. Yeah. And then I do a little ascend again, 19, 20, 17, 19, 20. Little hammer and pull off, 16, 19, 16, 20 in the B string. And then my little triplet, 16, 20, 19, and end in 17. Okay. Now, picking this, if you were doing your strict alternate picking, I guess, you could do your down, up, down. Then it'd be an up. Then a down stroke there. And then you'd be doing basically an up, down, up, down, up, down. You know, so you're kind of doing triplets with the alternate picking. Yeah. And then you would start, what do you do there? There'd be an upstroke that you start the next little grouping of 17, 19, 20, yeah. Because of my weird picking, I think I'm doing some economy picking and stuff in there. Yeah, I think when I do it, I do that upstroke, and then upstroke in the 20th, I think. Yeah, it's one of those things, it's kind of it's a cool little kind of sequence to kind of practice, but try it out with, you know, alternate picking, see how that feels, and then maybe you might want to incorporate some economy picking with it, okay? So that's basically your opening kind of 4 bars. We'll call that Riff A. Now after that we get into the second riff, and we'll call that Riff B. Now the way we've done this, we play that little kind of sequence, and then this open E string's kind of just before the actual bar starts. So we play this open E string, and I've got that little groove here. So play the open E string, that sustains into the first 16th of this bar, and then I'm going to do a pull off 7 to 5 in the A string, and then I play the open E string pan muted, then I'm going to do a hammer 5 to 7 in the A string, and then double pan mute on that E string. Okay, so the groove of that, you've got that kind of thing with the song 16th, so it's got a real good groove to it. Yeah. Then what I'm going to do is this, pull off 9 to 6 on the D string. Then I play the open E string pan muted. Then I'm going to do a pull off 7 to 6 on that D string. And then I play 7th fret of that A string there. Yeah, so you're playing around with this little E triad. Yeah, so again it's, you know, E major, and then it's like a little sus4 type thing there. So that kind of little bar into this, again, it's kind of a 16th before the bar. Okay, so watch out for the, yeah, you've got that little, just a single hit the E string in between the, yeah, then you would repeat that again, yeah, but this time we do that, so instead of playing our 9-6 pull off in the D string, I'm doing it in the G string now. And then I do 7 on that D string. So 7 in the 9, 6 in the G string, pull off, 7 on the D string. So it can be like a little A kind of idea there, A major. And I'm going to slide up this shape, which is basically like a major third thing from an A, up to a D. So you go from here, 7th fret on the D string, up to 12th fret on the D string. And I'm playing that. And I'm playing a little double stop, so I hit the 12 and the 11, slide back to 10, back up to 11th fret with the first finger. Yeah, so that kind of goes. So you've kind of got the slide up, but it's a position shift slide. So you hit that note, then you hit the double stop. So that bar kind of slowly sounds like this. Okay, then we play that first bar again. Okay, then we get into the last bar of this riff B, and again it starts the same. Pull off 7 to 5, E string, hammer 5 to 7, hit that E string twice, and then we have this quick little slide thing here, little bluesy kind of slide. So I'm playing an octave shape here at the 10th fret A string, and then 12th fret of the G string. I'm using first and fourth, but you can use first and third. Yeah. And what I'm going to do is slide up and down to 11th fret and back to 10. So it's like a little wiggle on that 10th fret. Yeah. Then I'm going to hit that again and slide from 11 to from 10 to 9, and then from 9 to 7 with the octave. Okay. So that bar slowly sounds like this. Okay, so it's tricky to get that kind of quick wiggle in this swing feel. Yeah. So that's it, guys. That's the two riffs, Riff A, B to Laughing Stacks. I thought I'd do those two because they've occur a lot in the song. They're not easy. I think the greatest challenge with doing something like of Michael Lee Firkins' style is he's very horizontal along the fingerboard, and he likes to bend notes and slide notes, and that's always quite tricky at tempo and with a swing 16th feel, just to add even more kind of complexity to it. So give it a shot, guys. It's a great song. Of course, if you've not heard Michael Lee Firkins before, highly recommend you go and start with that album, his debut self-titled album, and then have a listen to the later albums. And there's plenty of live footage of him playing on YouTube as well, because he is a phenomenal player and, dare I say, a little bit underrated. Yeah. So big thanks to Matt for bringing him up, because I hadn't thought about Michael Lee Firkins for a while. If you want to come and join in with the chat and the Patreon, come over to the Patreon page. You've got access to that, of course, if you're a member. And you've got access to the animated tab I've got for this lesson, plus the Helix patch I've created to match the tone. A little bit of information on Michael Lee Firkins' gear from the time. You can get access to lots of exclusive lessons on Patreon as well. We're doing technique lessons, and I'm about to launch a new kind of study group where we're going to look at harmony and improvisation. So come on over to the Patreon, guys. Come and check that out. You can look at it for free. You don't have to sign up. You can become a free member if you want, just to get access and keep up to date with things. If this is your first time here and you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please subscribe. And you'll be up to date with any other lessons I post up. So thanks for watching, guys. Good luck with that. I'll see you soon.